Skating better and getting pucks deep.
Putting the puck deep.
Put pucks in deep.
He's tripping pucks. He's getting pucks deep.
Getting a lot of pucks deep. Getting pucks deep.
Just put the puck deep.
Getting pucks out. Getting pucks deep.
Get pucks deep. Wear them down.
Get pucks in.
Pucks in.
Pucks in deep.
Puck deep.
Pucks deep.
Keep getting pucks deep and deep.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Pucks in Deep podcast. I'm your host, Ali, and we're here with Golden Knights superfan. He's the guy that put Mark Stone on an LTIR and healed him right in time. Parker.
He's the faith healer.
I really don't want to be wearing this jersey right now.
Oh, look at you can expect him at a strip club around 1 to 2 p.m. tonight. With that
1
gold-
p.m. That's
That'd be
fucking early,
true.
dude.
Hey, you know what? You got the early shift going.
Fuck.
Got the morning shift going.
Nobody wants to see me.
No.
I don't even want to see you.
No, dude. But yeah, I lost the bet that we made in the last episode.
Yeah, that jersey's absolutely horrendous. And I'm also here with Connor Zeri, Dick Rider, Evan.
Yep.
Finally back here after a good bit. Yeah, we want to talk about the vet,
Yeah, I bet on Mike
I thought a
Tyson.
60-year-old was gonna win.
There's no way. I mean, I told you, Jake Paul, it was
Yeah.
going to be rigged.
I
no matter what.
didn't expect them to not fight for an hour.
That was the
So-
biggest waste of time I've ever seen.
Every Jake Paul fight's a big waste of time.
That's true.
Yeah, I agree. I can't believe we actually watched that.
Yeah, it was pretty shit.
And I mean, we got together at 6 and the fight didn't start till 11 or something like that.
Yeah,
That was insane
something
to
like
me.
that,
So.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a horrible, horrible fight. Just two men hugging the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I thought that was better than the fight, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
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 course you would.
I think the highlight of the fight was Mike Tyson's ass.
The pre-show.
That was insane. I'm glad we didn't get frozen on that. That was I don't even remember seeing that
Neither
when
do
I was
I.
watching that. But yeah, that was funny. That was really, really funny.
We might have been playing Chell while that
We
happened.
probably was, yeah. Yeah. And I kinda smoked you. So.
No, dude. What
Yeah,
happened in
7-2.
that Montreal
All right.
fucking
You know what? We can settle this
Montreal
I
later.
still
Minnesota
think
game?
Montreal's good.
We can settle this later.
6-1,
I never
buddy?
said Montreal was good. I said we've become ass after Carey Price. But there's at least a future on the team, you know what I mean?
Under who?
We have Caulfield, we have Suzuki, we got Slavkovsky, we got Lane Hudson, we got guys that can lead us into the next generation.
Yeah, but
We're
Lane
in a
Hudson
rebuild,
doesn't
though.
do shit.
We're in a rebuild now. Hey, don't ever disrespect white PK Subban.
Oh my God, that is a perfect description of him.
That is a good
He's a white PK
description.
Subban. I love that Kylan brought that up, but because he
Of course,
literally
Kylan
is, right?
brought that up.
It was Kylan, yeah, right?
I'm not surprised.
And that guy is something else. All right. We're gonna start off, I think, with the Dustin Wolf and how good he's been playing. How do you guys feel about that?
As Vezina caliber.
Vesna caliber.
He's been doing really good.
Vesna caliber.
He's third in the league in save percentage.
He's actually
He's
insane right
favorite
now.
for the Calder for sure.
Another goaltender I'm really hyped about right now is Anthony Stolarz. I know it's not going to be long before he falls off, but he's absolutely having a year or two right now.
He's playing good.
He's playing absolutely insane. I mean, I don't know if you want to get hyped on the Toronto Maple Leafs, but
Forget that. We gotta go
No.
to an even more crazy scenario in Lucas Dostal down south.
oh yeah.
Playing in Anaheim and having a 925 save percentage as the main starter is insane.
It is kind
Yeah.
of nuts.
I mean, what happened to John Gibson though? That guy was so good for so long, and then he just kind of is that just the tax?
It's kind of what happens. How old is he? How old is Gibson now?
He's still
30,
young, isn't he?
32?
33, I think.
33?
No way, he's 33. I'm not that old. John Gibson is 31. He should be in his prime
31,
right now.
yeah.
He should be in his prime right now.
He's been playing since he was like 22.
and he was
though.
looking like he was gonna be the future of goaltending at one point, right?
Yeah.
He was insane on some of those Anaheim teams, and he was only 22 or 24, right?
But Anaheim was still bad.
Yeah.
Well, not in 2017, 18, right? Those
Yeah, I
teams are
guess.
pretty
I
good,
guess
right?
my conference finals.
Right? Yeah. That was your. Yeah, Anthony Stolarz is currently leading the league in save percentage right now with a
How many
927.
games played?
5.
No, he's played more than 5, I guarantee you. Anthony
I'm just
Stolarz
curious.
has. Give me a second. I think 7 games. No, sorry, 12 games played.
I was gonna say
Okay.
7 isn't even the starter.
12 games played. He's the starter.
That's pretty good.
So 7, 3 and 2. It's not bad. 218. 927 is insane. It's surprising the Leafs actually have solid goaltending. I wasn't even expecting a .9 from him this year. The fact that he's putting up a
They just need
927
Matthews
right now.
back from the apothecary in Germany right now.
Oh my god,
Maybe
I don't know
things-
where that guy
Although
is.
have you seen though they're like 41 and 20 without Matthews in the lineup or something crazy like that. Even this year they're 6-1 and 1 without Matthews in the lineup.
That's insane. I mean, you gotta.
So
think-
I'm not implying that Matthews is the problem, but I think I don't know if even watching the playoffs last year, that power play, they tried to find him no matter what every time they got the puck out there. And I think now they're letting him run with a bit more of a, doesn't have to be one guy getting the puck to shoot it. I think they're looking better.
I really don't want to say it, but it's kind of feeling like Austin Matthews might be a little bit of the problem. Like, there's a culture problem in Toronto. There's 100% a culture problem in Toronto. There's no way that team should not have a Stanley Cup by now. On paper, that
Goaltending.
team, even what Darcy Kemper led him to a Stanley Cup in Colorado, right? I think you can use that
but you're
excuse,
comparing
but
Toronto to Colorado.
Toronto has high-end talent comparable to Colorado. I will say it. I mean, come on. What, Rantanen?
Mikko Rantanen wipes that team.
No. I'd take Matthews at least over Rantanen. As of right now, I would take Matthews over Rantanen right now.
Matthews isn't even playing. Matthews isn't even playing right now.
No, but are we talking this current like they're playing tomorrow, or just the overall roster?
What do you mean?
Like, if we're talking about Mikko Rantanen,
Yeah.
I'd say he's better than Austin Matthews. But like,
Yeah.
over the rest of the entire team, would you take Mikko Rantanen over all of those guys?
On the Leafs?
Yeah.
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 I don't know if I'd do that.
Who would you
I
take
think
over him? Just Matthews?
Nylander. Nylander's up there.
Nylander's the only one I would even
Nylander's
consider.
up there. But yeah, otherwise, Marner, not really there. Tavares is getting old.
Tavares is, he's
Morgan
not.
Riley is so underrated. I'll say that.
Yeah, but who else do they have on their decor?
Mark Giordano?
No, I think he's gone.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think Jake
I'm kidding, I
McCabe.
know.
Jake McCabe's a pretty good starter.
McCabe's look pretty good.
Chris Tanev's not a bad one. Oliver Ekman Larson, I'm a little iffy
Again,
about. I don't like that pickup.
The only bad thing about Chris Tanev, though, is that he's like, 36 now and he's injury prone?
Actually,
He is a great
Guy's
built
defensive
for
glass.
defenseman, though.
I'm taking Bobby McMahon
Over Rantanen?
over Rantanen. 100%. Bro, you saw what Bobby McMahon did to your team in Chell. Or was it
You
Matthew
continue to
Nyes?
have-
That was
That was
Matthew Nyes.
Matthew Nyes put up like a 4-goal
Because we
game.
did randoms and both got Toronto.
And
this
Matthew
guy
Nyes
scored
put up like 4 goals.
with
It was
Nyes.
insane. Some of the worst goals I've ever seen. I finally buckled down and bought Chell too, so
Nice.
it's actually not a bad game. I have to admit. I have to.
Goalies
give it
are
You
a-
gonna be
dog shit.
joining our
I'm
team?
usually a hater. I probably will be. I
Oh
probably
my
will
god,
be.
yeah, we need Ali on the fence zombies.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Vancouver fence
Yeah.
zombies.
Yeah, we have a great history with talking about Vancouver and outside of the arena. So, everything okay? Yeah, I think we're still good. Okay. Yeah. Is there any other big surprises that you guys have seen so far in this league so far? I mean, I feel like we're kind of at that drop off right now where everything's just
I don't
kind
know,
of settling. You know what I
I
mean?
know.
It's not overreactions.
Michkov has been, again, excellent. He's like well over a point a game, I'm pretty sure. Like, he's got over 20 points. But what I don't understand is why he keeps getting scratched.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
understand that.
John Tortorella hockey.
I think Tortorella is finally at that point where maybe his older style of hockey maybe isn't working. Like, I think he's now just getting too old school.
I've been saying this for how long? Is John Tortorella really a good coach?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he really? No,
yes.
but like, let's
he
be
led
honest.
Columbus to beating the greatest NHL team at the time.
Okay,
of
yeah,
all
but that was
time at the
also
time.
like such a horrible choke by Tampa. Let's be honest.
Well,
here.
it's always
If you
that.
watch
It's
that
always
series,
goes that-
Tampa,
it always goes
Tampa
left and right.
drove that one away.
Could you say the same thing about the Leafs? Or sorry, the Canadians upset against the Leafs in 2021?
Well, yeah, the Leafs choked it. 100%. The Leafs
Yeah.
choked it. Yeah, they should have beat us.
Yeah.
They should have ended it
Yeah,
in
they
5.
should have beaten you, but they didn't because look who came back. Look
Yes,
who,
okay.
Look who worked,
but
look who
also,
worked
okay,
harder through the next 4 games.
Second of all,
or 3 games.
I want to actually just, if we're talking about that Columbus team was stacked. Because they low-key went for it at the deadline game, like Matt Duchene and Ryan Zingle, and like, you had Panarin, you had Bobrovsky, right? Like,
yeah,
those
so
guys
they,
were playing in the
so they
conference
still
finals.
came back. That's my point.
Okay, but I'm just saying, is John Tortorella
I'm just
that
saying
good of a
now.
coach? Is
That
he
was
that good of a
that was
coach?
5 years ago. I'm saying now. I think that maybe he's a little too old school.
I don't think he was ever that good of a coach. And I mean, as a Canucks fan, you probably have seen the worst of John Tortorella.
Yeah,
Right?
but
Like-
Yeah, that was also the worst
And
Canucks
second
roster
of all,
ever.
I know everyone's going to say, oh, that 2004 Tampa team, they didn't win the cup. That puck was in. Calgary should have won the Stanley Cup
we
that
didn't
year.
bring that up, but
But
I
like
agree.
that's his only Stanley Cup, right? He's an absolute fraudulent coach. I'm
Torts?
sorry, yeah.
I wouldn't
I'm
call
not
him
a fan of
fraudulent
And
coach.
also, like the other thing too is he just can't progress. He's so stuck in his own
Well,
ways.
that's what I'm saying. I think now he's finally getting too old school.
But like, what has he really done in this league? He hasn't won a cup. If you want to put him as one of
Most
the
coaches
top
haven't
5
won a
Okay,
cup.
No, but like, some people are saying that John Tortorella was a top 5 coach in this league at one point. Would you agree with that?
At one
Yes.
point, maybe.
I would have never said he's top 5,
Okay, what year?
like ever. I don't think he was ever top 5 coach.
I believe there was a point where he was.
Top 5's a bit high, but I'm just saying that I think he's now reached his point. Like I think he's reached
Yeah.
the end of his line on his style of coaching.
Yeah.
Like even like oh my god, I can't remember his name. The guy that the Leafs coach that was
Keefe?
No. Like 2015. Like really.
Babcock.
Oh,
Thank you,
Yeah.
Babcock.
Yeah.
Most notorious old school coach that ended up being just a pure dick. Even 3-4 years ago.
Can I
in
look
Columbus.
through your phone right now? I just want to look through
No.
your photos. You know what I mean?
Like,
I just want to see what's
there was
on
a
there.
period where he wasn't good. Like he was like the Leafs were doing pretty good, and he was a good coach. Even maybe before that. But then again, once he kind of started ruining like personality, is when the kind of things went to shit. Right? Even look at Columbus. Didn't even coach a game. Who gives a shit if he was a good coach? He was a dick. So I think Tortorella's finally starting to hit that point, although not as bad as Babcock.
Like, honestly, I don't like this hard-ass, good old hockey, you know what I mean? But, like, yeah, I'm just not a fan of it. I don't think these hard-ass coaches are working in the NHL. I think a guy like Paul Maurice, who's a little bit more progressive, yes, I still believe
The only
the
only old style hockey coach that works is Rod Brindamore, but he incorporates some new shit
I wouldn't
into
even
it.
call him like a pure hard-ass coach, you know what I mean? Either. He's more
He's a
little
pretty
bit more-
hard-ass
I understand
coach.
he's a hard, like, but like hockey terms-wise, is he really a hard-ass?
There's no Babcock.
Exactly, right? Like Babcock's the goat of hard-asses, you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, but if I
Like-
was to rank him, I would put Rod Brindamore in the current NHL the closest to that. Like he
Torts.
played.
Torts is still up there.
Okay, maybe, but
yeah, Torts is still the hard-ass.
But look at Brindamore as who he was as a player and what he wants to bring to that locker room, right? Like he knows what he's doing in there.
Also-
He's run a deadly Carolina team for 5 years now.
I want
at
to
least.
bring this up about these hard-ass coaches is they can have one incredible year and everyone's going to be like, oh my God, they're incredible. And then they lose their dressing room within the next 2 years. If you've seen it, it's a pattern. Like Tortorella has lost how many locker rooms, right? Daryl Sutter, wasn't that a perfect, like he had an incredible season and then he lost the roster.
But look what happened though. Look at the trades. Look at the players we lost.
Yes, but he still lost the locker room. You could tell that, right? By
Yeah,
January,
well,
that team
the
did not
team-
want to
the team
play for
gave
Daryl
up.
Sutter,
Yeah, well, that too.
right? Like I still believe we could have somewhat tried to save
That's
that
kind
season.
of that's kind of with everybody. Look at I can't remember his name.
But what
Sheldon
I'm-
Keefe.
what I'm saying
Even the last
is
3 seasons. Like
these
again,
hard-ass coaches are not going to work. Yes, they're going to give you one good season, but you have
but
1 year to win a Stanley Cup, and that's it.
That happens with every coach.
Not every coach.
Look at Lindy Ruff. That guy coached 3 great years
'Kay.
in New Jersey, and then they dropped him after that one season where they couldn't hold him. Look at Jim Montgomery.
yes, but those are some bad
120 and
coaches.
41, and then he gets fired.
I'm
over,
just talking about these hard-ass coaches right now.
I know,
though,
but I'm
right?
saying
I
that
know
it
what- I know what
applies
you
to
mean.
everybody.
I know what you mean. Yes, but like I'd rather go get someone young, right? Like John Cooper was someone young, and look how that turned out for Tampa, right? That's someone I'm looking
Only
at.
took him
Edmonton.
15 years,
Look
yeah.
at Edmonton. I know it's a really recent example, but like a guy like Knobloch, right, leads him straight to the Stanley Cup Finals in his first year. That's a young guy
That's not
that
happening,
came
though,
through the
again.
system.
Yeah.
No, I mean he seems like a pretty good coach so far. I know right now is a little.
I think a
iffy,
perfect
but-
example of a good coach is someone who, like, maybe you don't have star talent. Like, I'm going to use the Flames as an example because we should be far worse than we are right now. But if
Yeah.
you have a coach who's running a team and he makes them gel and everybody's working together, you can get wins. Look at us. We're 11-6-2.
We're the second in the Pacific.
11-6-2,
We're
second
the
in the Pacific.
second in the
Ahead of
Pacific.
teams like the Oilers who have,
and the Canucks.
Draisaitl, McDavid, ahead of the Canucks who have a couple stars as well under the belt. When the Flames, we've got young talent who looks good like Zari and I'm trying to think. Just anybody. Sharon Govich even looks really good. He's starting to get back to his form.
Justin Kirkland.
Justin Kirkland. My point is that we don't have star talent, and everyone wrote us off at the beginning. But you have a coach that can teach you how to play with energy and play together. Like you could. That's an example of a good coach.
We're 1 point away from Vegas right now. Actually, sorry. Just continue your point.
That was my point. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, I think that's what you maybe need to look for as a team. And I know, like, look at Paul Maurice. I know he obviously has had the star talent for both teams he's coached, or whatever, all the teams he's coached, but primarily the last 2 teams. But again, he gets the whole team going. Whereas Edmonton, still, it's really heavily focused on McDavid and Draisaitl for the whole thing.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
That's what I look for in a coach.
I mean, yeah, I agree with that.
And
but-
I don't care if he's a hard ass. Look, like even when we had Daryl Sutter for that 21-22 season for the Flames, and even the season beforehand, he made everybody buy in. And then once you get, and I'm not saying it was the players' fault who couldn't buy in, but I'm saying if you get a system that works, it works. Because look at that year we went to the second round there. Mangiapane even had 35 goals.
yeah,
or
he had an
33 goals.
insane year that year too.
Like that's
Yeah.
where, and even Coleman. I know last year Coleman again, no talent, no superstar, but again put up 30 goals last year.
Yeah.
Thanks to good coaching and a good effort.
But if I were to ask you right now, you have a middling team. Like, let's say you're the Calgary Flames. You're in a giant run right now. Off season right now. You're the Calgary Flames. You have no coach. You can either get this super hard ass, or you can get a player-friendly coach. Who do you go with?
Player-friendly coach.
Exactly.
Now it is.
There's no point in getting a hard ass
in a day and age where the power forward Like if this was 2000,
If
I'd
this was
probably be
2000,
saying
I'm hiring Daryl Sutter
that's what
10
I'm
out
saying.
of 10
That's
times.
my point.
100%. Yeah.
That's not my point. Is that now coaches like Torts, who aren't even the most extreme, aren't working anymore.
Yeah.
And that's why I think like Rod Brindamore was my example. Like that's a mean motherfucker behind the bench there, and you know what I mean. Like maybe he doesn't show it, but you know what I mean. He can be that guy. And I think he's kind of the last of his kind.
So this last time we've just been like agreeing with each other and just yelling at each other.
Yeah.
Just passively aggressively agreeing with each other. So I'm sure we also want to talk about the Vegas Golden Knights today. Parker, do you have anything to say about the Golden Knights at
Yeah,
all?
the big game.
I couldn't give a
Tomorrow?
shit about the Golden Knights.
What do you mean?
I couldn't give a fuck about the Golden
Are
Knights.
you guys seeing this beautiful hat he's wearing too with the Golden Knights too? I think Chant had it in between his ass too a couple days ago.
No, it was
too,
a
you know
it
what I
was a
mean?
different hat. I
A
have the
different hat?
pictures for anyone who wants to see.
Yeah, I think we're gonna keep that. We're not trying to get on the casting couch yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not yet. at
Maybe
least.
later.
Maybe later. You know what I mean? The casting couch is a pretty fun time.
Yeah, get into it.
Yeah, I'm actually really shocked about the Calgary Flames. I think they're the biggest surprise so far.
Yeah.
Even the Jets.
It's only going to hurt
so
us in the
great.
future, but yeah.
Yeah. Is it gonna hurt us in the future? I think
Well,
getting these players.
considering that we're now about to get Florida's pick instead of keeping our own pick, yeah.
No. Oh my God, we have the same amount of points as Florida. Oh
Yeah,
my
but Florida
God,
plays in a much harder
no.
division.
We're better than Florida.
Yeah.
Guys, this is the year. We're winning the cup. Connor Zeri.
How many points are we at then? 21?
We are at, I think, 25 right now.
20. Oh, okay. I'm a little bit behind.
Yeah, we are tied for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're tied for 6th in the league
That's pretty good.
with Florida and New York. Yeah,
We just beat-
we're definitely in that range. We are 100% in that range.
Yeah, what team in there stands out? Is it the team led
Okay.
by the guy with 12 points or the
These
guy
are the
led
teams.
with 25?
These are the teams ahead of us: Winnipeg, Minnesota, Carolina, New Jersey, Washington, Vegas, Toronto, and then we're tied. With
Actually,
Florida
you know
and
what?
New York.
Even Washington is a big surprise
Washington
to me.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
On the offseason, I had them as the greatest second wild card team of all time, and now they're what? You just said they're tied for 5th in the league, or they are 5th in the league, or something like that?
13-5-1.
Yeah, like that's a crazy record.
So I think
dude.
we're gonna kind of. That's a perfect transition.
Into the OV
Ovechkin
injury.
out 3 to 4 weeks with broken something. I
thought it was
think.
four to-
Fibula.
4 to
I think
6
fibula, right?
weeks.
Okay.
Yeah,
4
4
to
to
6
6.
weeks.
It's
Oh,
4 to
never mind.
6.
Okay.
After scoring 5 goals in 2 games.
Do you guys actually believe Washington can keep this up?
yeah.
Without Ovi?
I think
Without
I think
Ovi?
so. I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if
you
I'm
look
up
at it,
for
it's
that.
not every single game that he's getting a multi-point effort or multi-goal
Bro, they got
effort.
the best Connor
Okay.
Mick in the
So
league.
it's-
They're fine.
One of the guys like Dylan Strom, 28 points in 19 games.
Yeah.
This guy's absolutely ripping up.
he assisted every single one of Ovechkin's goals up to this point, pretty much.
You got to think it's the Arizona effect. Honestly, like these guys leave Arizona and then they
no,
become
that's
incredible.
it's the Buffalo effect.
the
Everybody
Buffalo
that
effect, yeah.
leaves Buffalo goes
You're
to win a
right,
Stanley
you're
Cup in the
right.
next
Yeah.
3 years.
You're right. So Dylan Strom came from, where did he come from? I know he's from Arizona, and then he went
New
to
York.
Chicago. Or was it? No, isn't that Ryan Strom?
They both played on New York at one
Did they
point.
both play at New York?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dylan Strom's an absolute.
Yeah, they got
beast,
the
man.
best Connor Mick. They're gonna be fine. Guy's got like 13 goals.
Yeah, you're
They've
right
also
about
got a
that.
hot Samsonov right now.
Yeah, he played in the
Yeah.
Blackhawks for a
Wait,
couple
no,
years. after
Samsonov
this.
is in. He was there. Who do they have in net then?
Samson. Wait, who?
Who the
Washington.
Capitals?
Washington is Kemper got traded. Logan Thompson.
Thompson. Thank
Logan
you.
Thompson. Yeah,
That's
what
why
a
I got
beauty.
confused because I looked at your Vegas jersey.
Also, Pierre-Luc Dubois. What a
He's actually
What
been
a
playing
bomb.
Been
okay.
doing good.
2 goals, 11 assists in 19 games.
It's
For
better than what he
an
was
$8
doing.
million player.
It's better than what he was doing.
That is fair.
How much is
That's true.
Washington actually paying him? How much retained salary does
Oh,
that guy
right. Was there
have?
any salary on there? That would be fun.
Go to Puckpedia.
Yep, we'll do. You know, I'm actually kind of pissed at Cap Friendly because they had such a
Because
better system.
who
than
signed him to that?
Puckpedia.
Wasn't it Winnipeg that signed him to that contract?
No,
No?
LA signed him the second they traded.
Yes.
for him.
LA
Yeah,
signed
it was
him
a
to
They
that?
sign
gave,
trade.
up, they gave up Velarde and
Velarde, I follow in a
Fiala.
second.
Not
What an
Fiala, I follow.
awful contract to sign a guy to.
8.5.
But then here's the worst thing: they traded him for an even more struggling goaltender. Which
Yeah.
goaltenders are always harder to trade than players.
Was there? I don't think there's any retain on here. Yeah, doesn't look like there's
You
any
don't.
retain.
They didn't retain any of it.
Hey,
oh my
unlikely.
God.
god.
It was
Why?
unlikely because they
He's
traded Samsonov, who was also at a very similar contract.
I mean, but Washington's spending like nothing. So
They
Yeah,
have like the
yeah.
fifth
Further-
worst cap in the league.
do they?
Do they?
Yeah.
Who are they paying? John
They
Carlson,
have,
Alex
they
Ovechkin.
have 1.6 million in cap space right now.
Shit.
So they're paying Ovechkin 9.5 right now.
Yeah.
Backstrom is 9.2 this year.
Oh.
Nick Backstrom?
Nick Backstrom, but again, LTIR.
Yeah, so he doesn't.
How much is John Carlson making?
She's
Probably
at 5.7 on LTIR. They should have a lot of LTIR money. John Carlson's making 8. Matt
Yeah.
Rua's making 5.7.
Rua?
Fuck.
We're
Can we
really
not
doing
have this argument,
Oh,
please?
we're not doing this again. All right, Chikrin's making 4.6. That's not a bad one. Sandine at 4.6. Yeah, Tom Wilson's making 6.5. Mangiapane.
That is a
that's a
awful
tough
contract.
And he's
That is an
he's
awful contract.
signed until 2031. So he's locked in. He is 100% locked in right now.
Bro scored 20 goals twice, and they signed him for 6.5.
I know. And Mangiapane 5.8.
That's not a bad contract for Mark.
So yeah, it's
if he scores.
a little
It's
not
about
fair.
800,000 over what I wanted to pay him, or what I would have wanted to pay him.
But yeah, they
Yeah.
got some LTIR money. They got like 15 million in LTIR right now.
Which doesn't hurt them until the off season.
No, and goaltending wise, Charlie Lindgren, yeah, they're goaltending. They're paying less than 2 million.
Yeah, because they
Yeah.
just shipped
That's
off
insane.
Samsonov.
Yeah, Thompson is
I think
making
Samson's making like
Thompson
8.5
is
again.
making 766K this year.
Logan?
Yeah, that's
Really?
an absolute steal. And they got him for a third, I'm pretty sure.
Is that an entry level contract? Can't be.
Might be. No, I think they signed him to like a 2-way Vegas long term, and he just
I'm surprised because he was actually pretty good for Vegas.
Yeah, no, this is the last year of an entry level.
Okay, it is.
2022 was when he signed.
Okay.
I can't believe that he's only on a.
Yeah,
yeah,
because
an
didn't
entry
Logan,
level.
didn't
We
Logan
go talk
Thompson
about-
go through U Sports? If I'm not
I have
wrong,
no
I
idea.
think he did. Yeah,
I don't even know what U Sports is if I'm being honest.
U Sports is the university's like Canadian university hockey.
yeah,
I'm pretty sure he played it through us, but yeah, that Washington's an absolute surprise. Minnesota is another wagon that I'm really looking at. right now.
Minnesota's a wagon. Like
Yeah.
They're
like,
actually looking
not
really
only
good.
are they playing above what they could do, but they're actually like they're definitely punching above their caliber. But they actually have like the talent to do some damage. Well, I
if you
think.
look at that division, if Winnipeg and
Central?
Minnesota keep this up,
Well, look at they're playing in the toughest division in my opinion.
you think the Central's the toughest? I still go to the Atlantic.
Central's definitely.
I think
tough,
the Atlantic. The
but-
reason why, okay, first of all, Chicago.
Sorry, what's Atlantic? Rangers.
No,
Atlantic
Rangers are
right
Metro.
now is Toronto,
Rangers Metro. Okay.
Toronto, Florida, Tampa, Boston, Buffalo, Detroit, Ottawa, Montreal.
Okay, that is a pretty good division. But like,
Right.
but the Central Division, in my opinion, you've got Winnipeg, who's making a great bid to be one of the greatest seasons of all time currently, as it
Minnesota.
stands.
Yeah.
Minnesota, who's on a wagon right now, who also has star talent. Then you've got the Avalanche,
Yes.
who are again looking insane with their big three who are putting up like 30 points this year. And then I was going to say the Preds. I know they're not in the standings right now, but they do have a good team. They do have a physical team.
I don't know about that.
But you're right. No, I do think actually the Atlantic is better.
The Atlantic is way better. I'm sorry, that Atlantic division, like even Montreal is the worst team. I still think
The
they
worst
could
the worst
compete.
division is still the Pacific.
Montreal
oh,
is the-
actually.
no, it's by far the
'cause-
Pacific.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear the Metro is
Well,
Carolina?
I was gonna say it got better because Arizona moved out of it.
Yeah, it did get better
but
since
like
Arizona
you
moved.
still
but
have San Jose, Anaheim, Seattle. LA's not the greatest. Calgary's not the greatest.
LA is first in Pacific, aren't they? Or they were.
Third.
Okay, but they're like right behind us.
Yeah, right behind us. They're 2 points behind us. But like
They're
the
destined to
Pacific's
play Edmonton
horrible.
and lose in the first round.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Well, I want to play Edmonton in the first round this year. I feel like this is the year to spoil
Who's
Edmonton.
we? Calgary?
Calgary.
Fuck no.
Yeah, I want to play Edmonton.
Bro, give me an easy team. If we're gonna make it to the playoffs,
You're right. I want the Vancouver Canucks.
yeah.
I want to take on Kevin Wankinen, you know?
Nah, Thatcher Demko's day to day, man. He's gonna come back, get injured again, go on LTIR, magically recover for the first game.
I love how the guy wearing the Vegas jersey is talking about LTIR for first
it's
game.
Feeding off of them.
Oh, man. Yeah, I can't wait to find out how Mark Stone got injured right perfectly, you know?
Just can't wait till he gets injured. Start of January.
Start
How
of
old is Mark
January,
Stone now?
goes
He's
on a
getting up there.
32, probably, something around there? Yeah.
Bro's gonna be sitting in Cancun until fucking April.
What,
And then
sprained
he's
pinky?
sprained pinky.
What is the bets on the injury this time?
I don't know.
Emotional damage, like 32 years old.
I don't know. Sore dick after fucking the league.
So, yeah, I can
It's
see that.
Something.
After he's done with you, yeah, it's gonna be a sore dick. Oh yeah, I don't know. I still can't believe the NHL allows it to happen.
Yeah, we need to change the LTIR rules.
How? Like,
Well,
I just don't get it.
they meet about it every year, but all the GMs don't change it because they're
Well,
like, what if we have to
They
use
want
it?
their
What-
baby to win the championship,
what if
right?
we get to
It's
abuse
tough
it,
because
you
there
know?
should be something for long-term
I'm
injury
telling you,
reserve.
I'm telling you right now. If Winnipeg puts on, you know what? That's a bad idea. Who's a good team that has a good? You know, what? McDavid goes on LTIR and Edmonton uses it, right? And they pull off that garbage that Vegas is doing it, the
Yeah.
NHL would stop it. If it was a Canadian team doing
Well,
it,
there's
the
the
NHL would
difference
stop
though,
it.
is that like there should be something for long-term injured reserve. Like if you're done for half the season, you should get cap relief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depending on
I mean, to
you know,
be
the
fair,
player.
Vegas was just copying Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tampa
I
Bay's
guess
the
Tampa's the
founders.
beginner,
Tampa
but-
Bay's the founders
And
of
then
this.
Vegas just like cracked it.
Vegas is like, all right, guys,
Double
we're
or
gonna
nothing.
abuse this shit.
Oh my god, yeah. Don't even get me started on Tampa, man. Montreal should have
Mick-
won that year.
Fucking Mickey Mouse
What?
Cup for Vegas.
Just got outclassed.
18 million over the cap. No wonder we got outclassed.
Why didn't you do it?
Because we were ass.
Man, no, there you go. Now the self-awareness comes out.
Yeah, no, that team was absolute ass. I mean, what?
That's the definition of a wagon. The 2021 Habs
Oh yeah.
riding on a feeling.
Yeah, it
But
was.
at some point, you were gonna hit a wall, right? And you ran into the 2022 playoff or 2021 Vasilevsky playoffs.
Yeah, Carey Price was still the best goaltender in that playoffs. I will,
No.
I will
No,
say it.
no,
I will
no.
100% say
Pretty
it.
sure Vasilevsky beat him out on save percentage and goals against.
Look at the team in front of him. Carey Price had an injured retirement home Shea Weber. And then if you look at Tampa's defense, you had Hedman, you had Sergachev, you had
Whose fault
Chernow.
is that?
Again, it is still Bergevin's fault. I agree with that. But Carey Price
found the soft
literally single-handedly took that team to the Stanley Cup Finals.
No, Matthews going soft. Let you get in there.
What about Winnipeg? What about Vegas? Huh?
Well, we knew Winnipeg's on a playoff team.
Well, that year they were. They
No.
swept Edmonton. Okay, yeah, that's not that big of an accomplishment. But Vegas, everyone was saying we're gonna get smoked by Vegas, right? What happened there?
Marc-Andre Fleury happened.
They played Leonard for half the series too. All right. Yeah, it's good if we calm down. What do you guys think about the Bruins firing Jim Montgomery?
I think it's ridiculous.
It is kind of
I
ridiculous.
don't get it. I mean, I fully believe in this team. I think they can definitely make a
Like
move.
there's times
They're just in
when
a slump right now.
it's like, again, I don't think it was the coach's fault. Well, I say that, but yeah, it is the coach's fault if the team isn't ready to show up every night. But
Yeah.
if you're 121 and 40 or whatever he was, 120 and 41 with like a .75 point percentage over 3 seasons, like maybe he isn't the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Maybe you
agree
look
with
to
that.
retool, not
I think Jim
fire
Montgomery.
your coach.
I would argue him as a top 5 coach in this league right now.
But yeah, look at that win percentage.
yeah.
Even
I
when
would say
Bruce
so, yeah.
Cassidy was there, I would have
Yeah.
said he was a top 5 coach, and he
I-
still is. He went on to win a cup.
Yeah, I'd put Bruce Cassidy up there. I think Paul Maurice is undisputed number 1 right now.
Yeah,
I
would
would
put
not
him
put
number
a
1.
better coach as
I
Paul
would put
Maurice right
Brendan
now.
Moore number 2.
He's up there. I think he's a lock up there too.
It's tough to rank coaches though
How
because
we
it,
feeling Rick Tocchet off of Jack Adams?
I'd put him up there.
I put him up there.
Him actually bringing Vancouver that good is a miracle.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I think you got to look at. I think you
And
got
then,
to
we,
look
and then we
at.
still lost because everybody decided to get injured.
You got to
so-
look. You got to
Yeah.
look at if you're trying
Get
to
injured
rank
before the
coaches. You got to look
playoffs,
at
not-
consistency over seasons. Like you could put Chris Knobloch in there for last year, but look at this year right now. Like
Yeah.
they're
You gotta look at
struggling a little bit.
consistency,
So
yeah.
you got to look at over like maybe a 3-year period. Like I would have put Montgomery up there. I still would.
I think my top 3
that's
right
fair.
now are as not in order, but I'm going Maurice, Brendan Moore, Cooper.
Yeah, Cooper. I mean, like
Cooper is
he's
just
still hanging
yeah.
on to a dying thread of a team that's not
Yeah.
competitive. I know that's thanks heavily to Kucherov.
Yeah. But like, what else are you supposed to do with that team? Like,
No, he's a
they're-
good coach.
They're just old. They're coming towards the end. They're gonna rejuvenate. Don't get
How
me
old
wrong.
is John Cooper? He's not even that old. He's probably 50.
No, he's-
or
yeah.
mid 50s.
Yeah, John Cooper is still very young, 57.
Yeah, so like he
Yeah.
still has a couple years.
Yeah, he's gonna be so
another
good.
decade or so.
Yeah, I don't see a reason why he isn't a top 5 coach in this league.
Yeah.
I think I was gonna say Bednar might be up there, Colorado's coach, but I don't know if I put him there yet.
I mean, over the last 3 seasons, they've had a Hart Trophy, a Stanley Cup, a Norris.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably that'd be my top. So Cooper, Maurice, not in order. Cooper, Maurice, Brendan Moore, Bednar, Cassidy, maybe Montgomery. I think Montgomery.
I would put
Cassidy's-
Montgomery ahead of Cassidy.
That's
in
probably
my
the iffy
opinion.
one
I mean,
there.
obviously he's fired now, so you'd have to put
Actually,
Cassidy
yeah,
up.
I'd agree with that. I agree with that. I'd probably put him over there, and then wherever Ryan Huska is, absolute legend. I think
Again, he's putting a bit in there because you can, like as I said before,
Yeah.
he's gelling the team to get wins. But
oh yeah,
He's taking a awful roster and just.
I think he's a safe. I think he's a safe lock for a couple years. And you know what? I'd actually like to see him through to a team that actually has potential to do some damage. I would actually like to see what he could do in a good team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be incredible.
Because like when it was a choice between Kevin Love of the Wranglers and Huska a couple
Yes.
years ago,
Yeah.
I was like, if we don't sign the Wranglers guy, I'm like, this is going to be a mistake. Like, you just came off one of the best AHL seasons of all time with the young guys. He's going to be coaching here in a week.
Yeah, go.
Sorry. So, like, again, I thought we were making a mistake when we didn't hire the Wranglers guy, because he just came off one of the best AHL seasons.
Oh, yeah, Mitch
and-
Love, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
I said
yeah.
Kevin. I think I said Kevin.
I think you
Love.
said
He's a
Kevin
fucking
Love.
basketball player.
Yeah, Kevin Love, absolute legend.
Anyways, he was talking about like those are going to be the guys that he's going to be coaching, and like, you know, well, he's already coaching the young future of the Flames, and if he came up to play with us in the NHL, he'd have the same kind of guy. He'd have the same guys. So that was my big thing with wanting to hire.
Yeah,
hire him
I
and
was
then-
100% on for Mitch Love too, but again, Huska is turning out really good so
Huska,
far. So
yeah.
I'm really excited about this team. I think we got a great future.
They're fun to watch. I don't care if we really. I mean, I do care if we go far and get good draft picks, but they're
yeah.
fun to watch.
Oh yeah. I wanted to talk about this TSN. Actually, we're gonna start with this. The Ryan Reaves hit on Darnell Nurse. Did you
Yeah.
guys see that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dirty or not?
Yes.
I think it's dirty. Even I think
You can't even fucking argue it.
I think the player.
Yeah.
I think the player who has the puck in any scenario has the responsibility to protect themselves. Nurse.
I was gonna say, Nurse had his head down.
Nurse
I'm
came,
like,
around, Nurse came around the net knowing Revo's on the ice with his head down. And while it is still entirely Revo's fault, because he could have just lit him up in the shoulder. Like, he did not have to hit him in the head by any means, and he hit literally only the guy's head. So I do think it is an extremely dirty hit, and I think he deserved 5 games. But again, I think you got to take responsibility on yourself to protect yourself too.
Yeah.
It's like you're not. It's like they say you're not supposed to turn last second on the boards because the guy can't
Yeah.
stop his motion. But in that scenario, that's completely the guy who turns fault. If you've got your head down coming around the net, it's still on everybody's responsibility to not hit you in the head. That's
yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
that's true.
I agree with that. Yeah, first black on black violence in the NHL. so-
Jesus.
Hitting in the head, it kind of sucks that it's happening so much so far this season, and you
It
can't
doesn't
really
feel any more than
it's-
usual. Though.
It's hard to punish it though.
Yeah,
Really.
yeah, I
Because
agree.
One thing because you can't really get it out of the game, right? With just giving out like
that's why you just
couple game suspension.
suspend them.
You could suspend them for as long as the player they hit is injured for.
I think there's got to be. Like,
I think they
and
could
I know,
do something like that.
I know, like the headshots, for example, like they've been pretty good for
Oh, yeah.
suspending players who've done it. And it's gonna happen. You know, there's always gonna be those dirty players.
Yeah.
But what I hate is that like, players will get fined like $2,000 for something, which is like $50 to you and I, maybe
Yeah.
even less than that. It doesn't mean anything. When in the
Yeah.
NBA the other day, LaMelo Ball got fined $100,000
For saying no
saying
homo.
no homo.
Yeah,
Like.
that's
In
crazy.
the NHL, like I know it's I know we have a players association, so it's up to
Yeah.
them, and it's probably not gonna change because it's the players who run that association. But there's got to be a bit stronger punishments to prevent players from doing it. Like that's why there is the game misconduct, right? If it was just a 2-minute penalty for running through a guy's head, people are gonna do it the whole game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I completely agree.
So like I know a suspension does the same thing as forfeiting contracts because you don't get paid for suspended games. I'm pretty sure, so you lose you forfeit
Yeah.
some money, but. I think there's got to be like if you took a 2-hand chop at some guy's leg and they didn't give you a penalty for it on the play because they missed it or whatever was behind the
Yeah.
play. But if you did some damage or whatever, you should be fined more than
100%. So
$20.
do you think a
Yeah.
5 game is worth it for him? Like, was that
For Reaves?
Like, sorry, is 5 games good enough?
I think
Yeah.
Was that acceptable?
Yeah.
I feel
I
like
don't
it should
know.
be a little less, just because
'Cause-
like Nurse had his head down, and
And-
honestly,
Yeah,
But
that
you
motion-
can't say that to a player. You can't
agreed.
say
That's
that.
agreed.
Like
You
Yeah.
want to think Ryan Reaves though? He's a repeat offender.
That's the other thing too.
I think
I don't know if
Ryan
I like this
Reaves-
repeat offender thing. I
Ryan
don't know.
Reaves.
it should be a repeat offender thing.
It
There
should,
you think
should
so?
be.
It should be. I think.
But it's the same thing with prison systems. If you've
Yeah.
already been incarcerated, you're going to get a
Exactly.
longer sentence if you come back because it
I
shows
guess,
you didn't
yeah.
learn.
And it might be a bit extreme, but I think he should be out as long as Nurse is injured.
Yeah.
It depends. It depends. Like in that, I think if there's an intent to injure a player, like in there, I
Yeah,
think there was
if
intent to
there-
injure. I
yeah.
can see that argument. But if I was going to hit a guy
was an
and I
accidental,
rocked him and it was a
like-
big hit, even though me,
Yeah.
not gonna
Yeah, I
happen.
know, right?
But my
Yeah,
point
yeah,
is,
yeah.
if I was to hit a player open ice, clean, separated his shoulder or something, and it, maybe it was a charge, but maybe it wasn't too bad, I shouldn't have to sit out as that
No,
long
you
is
shouldn't
my
have to.
point.
But if there was like intent to injure on the play, like there was with the Revo hit on Nurse, then you should be out as long as the other guy's injured. I think.
I can see that.
Because then it could also prevent people from intentionally injuring players. Because
Although
you know that there's
I
that big
think
punishment.
that culture of intending to injure is not a thing anymore. Like,
no,
dude,
I
not
was
as
gonna
much.
say it's not really.
Not as much, but the hit like Tanner Janot hit on Brock Besser earlier this season, that
course,
was
yeah.
intent to injure.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you got
well, that's the same thing
the
as
Reaves hit.
Actually, I think the Reaves hit is worse because Reaves, like,
The Reaves
in
hit
the
was
scenario
worse.
with Tanner Janot, who did he hit against? Sorry,
Brock
Besser.
Besser.
Besser's not standing up. He's in a bit of a different position.
Yeah.
So he can't protect himself, which is why it's fully on the other player to not hit him in the face. And
Yeah.
he does. Whereas in the other scenario, he catches his head down, you can fucking light that guy up. Trust me. You get
Oh, yeah.
your eyes
Oh, yeah.
are wide open, right?
Oh,
But you
100%.
can't hit him square in the face
Yeah.
only. That's my point. Like it was a bad hit. It was intent to injure, and I think it was gross.
Okay,
Yeah.
guys, I want to kind of shift this to our beer league right now because we're starting up a beer league team
God.
here.
Oh god,
Okay,
yeah.
who would be the most likely to be the Ryan Reaves of our team?
Well, it's a no contact league.
Who is gonna lay that hit? I think it's got out of the
Kylan.
four of us, it's got to be Kylan, right?
Dude, Kylan.
I think this guy could absolutely wreck someone
remember
though.
the ODR?
I-
remember the pond hockey tournament in Chestermere a couple years ago when we had to
Oh,
play the
God.
ringette team and Kylan leveled that one girl who was like 14 over the snowbank and
my
we're all
God.
standing on the
Over the
bench
snow-
like, oh my god.
This guy's an absolute goon,
I'll-
man. He's
I'll lay a hit.
insane.
I'll lay a hit in beer league.
You gotta be
Oh
careful
my
with these.
God.
Some beer leagues can get pretty vicious because you
Oh,
can't
yeah.
because like that's what that's what the point of hockey is, like the hitting and the fighting. It's policing the game yourself. It's so things don't get out of hand. But in like beer league or even minor league where
Yeah.
you can't fight, you're just gonna get some of the fucking nastiest jabs, some fucking swinging.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm going to break people's feet with my stick, dude.
Hey, that's my
You know what
job, bro.
you do? Right on the top,
Flying poke check
right
in
on
there.
the
Woo!
laces.
Right
You
on
start
the
chopping
laces,
the
yeah.
face off.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that on the first face off. Should I just fucking
Just
slash
drop the
his
gloves
laces?
straight off.
No.
Yeah,
I'm not
slash
dropping
the laces,
the gloves.
man. I don't know. I feel like
Break
I
the
should be a
guy's
part of the
stick?
starting lineup, though.
You want me to
know what I mean?
break his stick? Get a
Break a
slashing
stick,
penalty
yeah.
immediately?
Dude, if he has like the new Bauer Twitch, just fucking.
Oh, so yeah, just some 40-year-old dad I'm lining up against with a face-off. This guy's got the brand new fucking Twitch.
Oh yeah.
You want me?
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
I got a new
Snap
point
it.
I want to bring up.
Oh god. Okay.
Oh God,
I forgot it. Fuck.
you forgot it.
Go back.
Go back.
Go back.
Erase the footage.
Yeah, erase the footage. You know what I mean? You. I
Did
don't
you
know what's gonna
actually
happen.
forget?
Or you actually forget here?
What the fuck I was gonna talk
Jeez,
about.
buddy. And this is actually insane. I do have a little point up here if you guys want to talk about it. Then you
All
get
right.
back up. Okay. TSN. Bob
Oh, that
McKenzie.
reminds me. I'm chiming in. TSN reminds me. I was gonna say I got a bone to pick with the NHL. How I do have Prime Hockey, but
Yeah.
why do I gotta pay for like 3 different subscription services just to watch the NHL?
Thank you.
Yeah,
Like,
that's fair.
Thank you.
So I was at the game for the Monday Night Prime Hockey, so I didn't get to watch the broadcast. People said it was really good and it was a good broadcast, but the problem is that you're getting your fans who already pay for one package. Like if you pay, so for example, if you pay for the NHL package, you get all games across the league, which makes
Yeah.
sense. You pay a bit more. You pay a lot more to do that. For us in Calgary, we buy the local Sportsnet, my family, so we can watch
Yeah.
we get all the Flames games, which is ultimately all I really care about. Because then once playoff comes, everybody gets the games because they want to
yes.
televise them.
Yeah, of course.
But if my team is playing and I already pay this subscription fee to watch them every year, and now I got to find another one to pay to watch them on, like even if it's a home game, like the NHL, like they've been the smallest pro sport in North America, or sorry, I'll say in the U.S. They're far behind
Yeah.
NFL, MLB, and NBA.
I'd still put the MLS under, but
Yeah, okay,
yeah.
but that's
Okay.
not, we're talking about the big 4.
We're talking
here.
about the big 4. Okay, fine. Agreed.
Like MLS
Yeah.
is way below,
Yeah.
although it is competitive and it's fun to watch. But I'm talking about like the big 4 sports here, who has 30 teams, right? Every sport in that league's got 30 teams. We got 32. Some people, I think the
NFL
NFL's
is
got
32.
32. But my point is that none of the other teams, none of the other leagues do blackouts or 3 different subscription services.
Okay,
And
no,
I think
hold
that
up.
we've got to get the NHL to grow, and we're doing better at it. You've got to remove those barriers from even just the fans watching.
Okay, first of all, here's my argument. The NFL is by far the worst because they have Christmas games on Netflix. They have Thursday night Prime Video. You have to get Prime Video there. Then you have to get your local
Do
subscription.
they have a bunch?
They are
Okay,
the worst.
I didn't know that. I
Like
apologize for that.
Netflix. So I'm literally not joking. Christmas is just Netflix. Thursday nights is just Prime Video, and then Peacock had a specific
NBC?
Peacock game and everything. Yeah, Peacock is a streaming service. It's the NBC's version of it. The NHL, from what I understand, in the States is much easier to watch.
Is it?
Here in Canada, they tax us because guess who's paying them?
Yeah.
We're the dumbasses that pay them to watch this game versus in the NHL. Again, Bettman has made it very clear. He's not trying to grow the game in Canada. It's really...
I beg to differ. I think he's done an excellent job at growing the game for everything.
Well, in the States, yes. He's done a great job at growing the game in the States, but like his main goal here is not growing the game in Canada.
Well, I don't think you need to grow the game anymore in Canada.
No, but that's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about. Is when we're talking about growing the game, he focuses more on the States, right? And
Which you need, though.
I think that's the reason why he gave Sportsnet the four. Also, when Sportsnet offers $4 billion or something like that, he's gonna take it. Like $4 billion, like that's probably twice as much as what he's got in the States,
but
right? Like
I don't like. I just think the worst thing is blackouts. Like I don't do other sports do
blackouts. Yeah,
No,
not as
blackouts
bad as
do
we do.
fucking
Not as
suck.
bad as we do.
We get
no.
and it's gotten better over the last 6 years from what I can remember. But like, yeah, that was my point. Was that I don't like how I'll find a lot of the games are restricted.
The
Yeah.
other thing I really don't like is NFL has something called NFL Game Pass, which is basically, I think it's $14.99 a month, and you can watch any game in the NFL.
pretty good.
Right? Versus here in Canada, to watch, we used to have a Game Pass. We don't anymore.
For NFL?
It's under Sportsnet. No, for NHL. It's now Sportsnet Plus, which Sportsnet Plus is $35 a month.
I have Sportsnet.
We have
You do?
Sportsnet Plus.
Yeah.
too.
Okay,
what we
well
have.
that's good. That's good for you guys. But like $35 a
fucking
month
sucks, yeah.
to watch any
What?
hockey game.
Sportsnet Plus is really good. I have no problems with it. I'm just saying.
It's good, but
It's
it's
really
so
high.
expensive.
It is
It's
really
so
high,
expensive.
right? Personally,
But
I illegally
but
stream
the
it.
price
you
is
know,
one thing
so.
you can't really complain about it. Like, I mean, we can complain. Something's
Yeah.
going to change about it. But I just think, like, there should be less blackouts. Because if we're trying to grow the game, there's got to be easier ways for people to watch it. Like, the NFL, where it already like quadruples the revenue of, like, us and the NBA maybe, even. Like, they probably have the facilities to add blackouts or add multiple streaming services. Because, like, they know people are going to watch it. But, like, if you went down to LA and you asked anybody on the street aside from a couple, like, they don't give a fuck about hockey. They don't even watch it. But if we give them easier ways to watch it, it might be, it might grow the game. Is my point.
100%. Yeah. I think it's Canada. It's only a Canada thing. Like especially these major blackouts. It's a huge Canada
Probably.
thing. It's because like we pay for it. We're Canadians, right? Like what else are you supposed to do on a negative 30 night and Thursday night? You know, in Canada, right? Like what the hell are you
Yesterday.
supposed to do? Yeah, yesterday. What the hell am I supposed to do besides watch a Flames game, right? Like,
Or anybody.
It's hockey. Hockey is Canada, no matter what. I don't think the Americans can take it away. I hope they can't. I mean, they're growing really big.
Well, they're gonna take it away in this next Four Nations face-off in the Olympics. If we get in there, they're gonna fucking run Canada.
I
Because we don't have a
personally,
goalie.
I personally do not give a shit about the Four Nations.
Neither do I. But
The
it's still
Olympics
is the
is
same
where I'm a
team.
little iffy
But
about.
it's going to be the same team.
You're
pretty much.
great. Yeah, you're right. This is just the warm-up for the
This is the
Olympics.
showcase.
Yeah, you're right. This is the showcase.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't even care if we
This
went
is
to the
to show
Olympics. Like,
how
obviously,
shit
I'd take
Canada's
Olympics number
goaltending
one.
is.
But if
Yeah.
we did a World Cup of hockey every 4 years, I would not care about the Olympics. Like, I would say,
Yeah.
Olympics is better, but I would if we had
No.
If we
No,
had the
I
World
would-
Cup of
yeah.
hockey every 4 years, I would not be complaining that we're not getting any international hockey.
That's fair.
I would 100%. I think the Olympics are so much better. Just the reason why is like, okay, are we talking with Team North America?
Sorry?
Are we talking with Team North America? Like, if we were to do the World Cup right
For the
now,
World
like,
Cup of hockey, I think
Yes.
it worked well. I think you had to, because otherwise half the talent wouldn't have played.
Yeah.
well, yeah, okay, I guess.
Because it was in 2016. Like, this is still Sidney Crosby's tail end of his prime, but he's still in his prime. Like these, and then you go to North America, like Scheifele, Gaudreau, Kachuk, like all these players
Shit,
who were
man,
on
that
North
team
America.
was insane.
They probably weren't good enough just yet to make it to the full roster. But if you have that bridge, I mean, they could have. Some of them could have.
McDavid was definitely making that team.
Yeah, McDavid. I forgot about that. But my point is that like if we had some international hockey that wasn't this four nation gimmick, where we did have, you know, the big four and then Russia, or even if it was a Europe team, I know we probably have enough European players to make fully fledged nations now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if we had that, I would not be complaining about not going to the Olympics every time the Olympics come around. I would say, well, we got the World Cup of hockey. I'm fine with that.
I think the Olympics are still the top of the top. Like that's
But
the best.
the
that's
reason
best
why they
in
don't
hockey.
send them is because the problem, the worry of injury and in the insurance.
That
and
is
the whole
fair.
thing,
That
right?
is fair,
But if the
100%.
NHL hosts the international tournament, then there's no issue with that. Like that's the other trade-off is what you'd probably have to look at.
It's just the Olympics have a
But I do agree with
prestige
you.
that no
I do
one
agree
else
with
has.
you.
You know what I mean?
I do agree.
Like
Yeah.
it's the Olympics, right? It's the highest level you can represent.
And I
your
know they're
country.
trying to
Sleeping
get
on
back to that,
cardboard
but
beds,
when 2026 rolls around, that's the next one too, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
If 26 rolls around and they shut the door on the Olympics again, it's never going to happen. I don't think it'll ever happen
Agreed.
under Bettman.
Agreed.
And if that's the case, I'll settle with what we can get. I want a World Cup of hockey.
You know,
Yeah.
I honestly think the Olympics is better for growing the game than the World Cup of hockey.
It is. I know.
Right? It's 100%
But I'm
is,
saying
right?
if we're not
But
going to do that.
I agree. We'll do another World Cup of hockey. I was really disappointed we didn't do one this. Like 2020, I'll give you the pass because obviously 2020 was just a shithole. But
You're right. This is the 8-year.
right, they were supposed to do it every 4 years. They said out 2016, like yeah, we're gonna do it every 4
When
years.
did they last do it before 2016? It was a while too, right?
1998 or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
was
was
a
the
while.
old Gretzky ones. But it wasn't a NHL tournament. I'm pretty sure. The NHL
Was it
just kind of.
international?
It was an international tournament, organized by Hockey Canada, I think, to start it off.
I didn't know that.
But then we took it over in 2016, and it was like, oh, World Cup of hockey, here we go. That was such a great.
And it was a
tournament.
great
That was
tournament.
a great tournament. Oh my god. The North American team. I'm just going to list out the names here.
But that's the thing. Like
insane.
that tournament meant something. Like it still was to show for your country, right? But in the Four
Yeah.
Nations face-off, it does feel gimmicky. Is why I don't like the Four Nations face-off. Like
I agree.
I don't mind doing a mini tournament like that, but if they did a mini tournament like that alongside, like over the summer or even end of the season, or even like if they alternated between doing like the World Cup of hockey every 4 years and then every 2 years doing a showcase of the best four teams, like if hopefully in 4 years when Russia is allowed to come back, I think that like, oh look, maybe they bump Finland down and then this is the next big four. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
if Sweden drops off, and let's say I'm just throwing a name out here, let's say Czechia comes in, now they're the fourth best team, and it's like a highlight reel of the best nations coming up in the next 2 years. Like
I get it. I
kind of something like that.
I really like the kind of preseason tournament that they did in 2016. I thought that was really cool.
Was that preseason?
Yeah, because they did it in September, which was
I thought it was in
incredible.
October, but yeah.
Well, yeah, somewhere around there. But
Early season, I
It
know
was,
what you
it was
mean, I know what you
before
mean.
the season, which was good because like if you got injured during that tournament, you are at least back for playoffs. You know what I mean? So it wasn't that big of a hit, or like I don't think anyone.
Because
got
that's
hurt
always
that
been the
bad.
problem with the Olympics is that it always falls like January, February, middle of the season when teams are needing their players to
yeah.
push. And then now are they going to send McDavid to go play for Team Canada and fucking I don't know, Siberia?
It's in Italy. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, this next one's in Italy.
Yeah.
But my
Yeah.
point
What,
was
go
Yeah,
there
right.
just to get a bronze and then
yeah.
In Sochi, Russia. Yeah,
fuck.
that was insane, man. Yeah, I don't know. I really. What the hell are you doing, buddy?
One armrest.
Okay. Yeah, of course.
All right, we're gonna talk
yeah.
about the Hall of Fame
I think I
eligibles.
have a little something a little bit more controversial here.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to talk about this TSN article by Bob McKenzie. He was ranking the top players under 24. This is his top 5: Jack Hughes, Connor Bedard, Macklin Celebrini, Tim Stützle, and Owen Power.
I can't believe Stützle's on the list. I know he's good.
Stützle is top 5.
He is.
He's top
good.
5.
He's really good.
I agree with Hughes and Bedard, but Macklin Celebrini already?
No, I can't put Celebrini there yet.
Mishkov is at 7. I'm sorry, Mishkov
I'd
is
put Mishkov
definitely higher.
above.
Brock
Under
Faber at
25?
Right now.
This is the one that pisses me off the most. Cole
Was it
Caulfield at 8.
U25?
Yeah, I think it's U25. Did I say U24? No,
I
it's
don't know.
U24.
Okay, well, how is like Cale McCarr not on that list?
McCarr is not under 24. Is he? Is he
He's
still?
under 25.
Okay,
I think he's
but
24. No, am I
These
wrong?
are these are the ones that kind of piss me
McCarr's
off. Here.
26.
Yeah.
Did he
he's-
just
he's
age out? Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Cole Caulfield at 8. Moritz Seider at 9. Pissed me off. Dustin Wolf at 24.
McCarr just turned 26.
Also, Lafreniere at 23. Lafreniere right now at 23. And this isn't like an old article. This was released.
Is Haskin under 25? Because he should be on there too. if
This
he's
was
under
released
25.
November 22nd. It was
I think
released
Casey
today.
was 26 as well. I could be wrong on that. Yeah, that's
Like Stanky at 29. Cooley at
Haskin is
35.
25.
he's 25. Okay,
Like that's one I just
that's a
don't
crazy
get.
list. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't agree with it at all. Jake Sanderson at 11 I think is a little low. Like if I were to do my top 5, I would go Hughesy, Stützle, Caulfield, Bedard. Then it's a little toss up there. I'd go Moritz Seider.
Yeah, Moritz Seider is kind of crazy.
He's a beast. He's a beast.
is.
Yeah.
He's huge too.
I don't know if I'd put Bedsy at the top of the list yet.
No, I'd put him
I
top.
think he's still a little too young.
I'd put him top 5 though.
Yeah.
Maybe like at that 5 spot or 4.
Yeah, I don't get it. I just don't get it. Jack Hughes, I think, is probably the best player on the list. I don't think there's an argument.
I'd
I'd
put-
say he's the best player.
I'd put Quinn Hughes above Jack Hughes.
He's not under
Isn't
24.
Quinn Hughes over 25?
He is definitely over.
He's 25.
Is he 25 or 26?
How old is Jack?
Whatever.
He's a year younger than McCarr.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, because Hughesy's 23 right now, so he's definitely over 24.
Yeah.
But yeah, that list just pissed me off. Honestly, I'm absolutely shocked about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they going by like as of like this season under 25, or is it over their
It
careers?
says core 4 U24. That's the list. So I guess your core players. I don't know.
Well, I
if
guess
I'm-
like I was like you said, Mitchkov, but would they not throw him in because he's only been here 1 year, whereas Jack Hughes?
Well,
has
they
been
put
here
Celebrini
five?
up
Like,
there.
that's what I'm
Celebrini's
wondering. Okay,
number
yeah,
3. Like, I'm sorry, Mishkov's definitely better than Celebrini. Like,
Right
if
now,
we're
yeah.
talking, if we're talking future, Connor Bedard's my number 1. Right? You go Bedsy, you go Hughesy, you go Mishkov. Then I don't know what you do.
Do you think Mitchkov Celebrini is like the future Crosby Ovi?
No. Okay. No. Here's my take. Is
That's such
if
a
you
fucking
guys,
insult.
I know,
I've-
it's
I have
such an
been
awful
actually.
take.
I've been following Mishkov for a little bit. This
Yeah.
guy was supposed to be the 1 and 2 with Bedard this entire time. It's again,
Yeah.
political issues happen in Russia.
All the Russians stay late. Like,
We're not going to talk about the political issues that happened there, but Mishkov was supposed to be right up there with Bedard, right? It was always supposed to be 1-2, and they were going to flip ways. The fact that we didn't get to see that in the World Juniors is absolutely horrendous, because that would have been an incredible matchup.
That would have been crazy.
That was supposed to be the Crosby Ovechkin, and I think it will be. It's going to be Bedard. Mishkov.
Oh yeah, Bedard is way better than
My
Celebrini,
only
in my
issue is I
opinion.
wish they were closer geography wise, right? Because like Philly and Chicago don't have a
true.
rivalry, right?
Yeah, but they can think about it this way. They
Philly's
could
got a
play.
rival with everybody.
They could play each other in the finals though.
They don't win.
Are you telling me that Philly and Chicago are going to duke it out
Could
the
you
finals?
imagine
I mean, it
that?
happened in 2010.
Could you imagine that?
Look at the rosters in 2010.
No, but I'm just saying.
Holy fuck!
If
the,
they do
the
start a-
Hawks are being led right now by Teuvo Teravainen.
If they do start a rivalry like that, there is potential for them to play each other in the
I
finals.
could see it in 5 years.
there's better
it
players
better
to
wait
pick
more
a
than 5
rivalry
years,
for it.
but
Yeah,
There's
a little
better
bit more.
players to get a rivalry between.
They're going to be like 30 by
Okay,
the time they make it.
Who
to
is the next
finals,
Crosby
maybe.
Ovechkin in your guys' opinion then?
Next Ovechkin's Matthews.
So
Yeah.
you're telling me it's going to be McDavid Matthews.
Yes.
Yeah, that is the perfect.
But there's
You
no
can't
rivalry
get a
there.
better-
There's no rivalry. Like, come on. You really think Toronto's making the finals, first of all?
no,
yeah,
no.
but yeah,
Do you think Bettman would allow an Edmonton-Toronto finals?
yeah.
That
Yeah.
would be the end of Canada. That's going to, like, split
Holy
us apart.
shit, you're right. That would end up in a civil war.
That is the Civil War of Canada.
I wouldn't want either team to win.
You know, America had their Civil War over slavery. Ours is hockey.
Oh my fuck.
Like, I'm literally not joking. It will end
The
up in a
common
Civil
person
War.
said it. I just gotta point that out.
yeah.
I'm just saying. Hey, you know, I actually looked at it. Like, most of our riots are due to hockey. And actually, most of our riots came from Vancouver. So, fun fact.
No, all of them came. Well, that was the biggest. But you've seen the one with
Well, Montreal.
Montreal.
Oh.
We had to come over the radio waves to tell everybody to stop rioting after he hit the ref.
I spelled biggest with an N accidentally.
Oh.
I didn't mean to do
Damn.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully we didn't get that on mic.
pretty sure
it was,
your
it was
mic
on
caught
accident. It
that.
was on accident. It's okay. Yeah, biggest riots in Canada. We were actually like Vancouver is carrying riots wise in Canada.
Yeah, dude.
Like they're actually
Fuck.
insane.
That's on my wall at home is the two people fucking in the middle
I was
of the
gonna say
riot.
Parker jerked off to the people kissing during the
Okay, yeah.
riots.
So the four biggest riots since the 1950s.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, 2011, Vancouver Stanley Cup riot.
Yeah.
1994,
Yeah.
Vancouver Stanley Cup riot.
Yeah.
You rioted in '94 as well. I thought it was only 2011.
At least we didn't riot in 81, okay? At least we didn't riot in 81.
1993 Stanley Cup riot. Montreal, they won the cup too.
They won the cup.
They won the
They
cup
won
and there
the
was still a
cup, burned
riot.
down the city.
1966 Vancouver Grey Cup riot. You guys rioted over the fucking Grey Cup.
Dude, the Grey Cup is sick. Don't ever diss
Grey
it.
It's
Cup is
great,
sick.
but
The
they
Grey Cup is
rioted
sick.
over the fucking Grey Cup with 8 teams.
Well, it's the only team that could win shit in that city. And it still is. It still is.
Yeah, you're right about that.
What about the White Cap?
You're right about that. And let's not forget about the Montreal, the Mercer Shard riot.
Yeah, that's what I was
That's another
talking
one
about.
too, right? Like,
He had to come over the radio waves, tell everybody to calm down.
and then yeah, there's
What was the topic of this conversation even?
I have no.
I don't know. We're
fucking
talking
clue.
about the biggest rights in Canada.
Okay, now we are, but thanks.
Yeah.
How did it come to this?
How did it? Honestly, that's insane.
Oh, because we were talking
man.
about Cup finals, and then Ali had to bring up fucking Vancouver.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
okay, but seriously though, the next Sid and Ovechkin is McDavid.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm
McDavid
talking about.
and
Is
Matthews.
McDavid and Matthews. That's not their fault that they got drafted to shit teams. Like
Yeah.
we lucked out with Ovechkin. Well, we lucked out with Ovechkin and Crosby being in both right next to each other.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's insane.
So we want to talk about the.
So what you're
Hall
telling
of
me is
Fame
that we
eligible
should
class?
trade? Are you telling me that we should trade for Matthews to Flames 1-for-1 with?
I agree with that. Honestly,
for one with
I think
Costco?
Justin Kirkland for Austin Matthews
that's
is a
not.
pretty
That's
good
an
deal.
overpay. Fuck that. We'll give him Kevin Rooney.
That's fair.
We'll
No,
give him
fair,
Jonathan
fair.
Huberdeau.
be
Make
that-
the salaries match.
Give him. Yeah, give Huberdeau over there for the witch doctor. It'd be good.
I think we should probably leave the Hockey Hall of Fame for Kylan because I think this
I
buddy
think
really
no. I think
wants
we
to
should
talk.
talk.
Want to talk
about
about
this.
it? Okay.
I
we'll
know
talk
you
about-
want to talk about it.
Yeah, a little
No,
bit.
there's someone in there that I know you want
Okay,
in
fine,
the
here
Hall
we
of
go.
Fame.
Here we go. Let me search up the candidates right now.
There's someone in there that I know Ali wants in the Hall of Fame.
Okay, so as of right now, Joe Thornton, Duncan Keith,
Yeah.
the greatest goaltender of all time,
Does
Carey
Duncan
Price,
Keith get in?
Zdeno Chara, Ryan Getzlaf, Tuukka Rask, Dustin Brown, and
How
Eric
many?
Stahl.
How many can they add? 5 or 3?
Hey, Ali. PK Subban is eligible this year.
No, he isn't.
He's not getting in.
He's not getting it.
How many?
He's eligible.
He's not
you
a
know
first
what?
ballot.
I can't believe
He's
that-
eligible.
I
He's not
can't
first
believe
ballot.
that Shea Weber got in there. Honestly,
Yeah, that's a little shocking.
how
to me.
many? How many can they add every year? Is it 4 or 5?
I think it's 4.
I think it's 4. Give me a second.
I
Yeah.
think
player
it's
category.
Joe Thornton, Duncan
gotta
Keith,
be Jumbo
Carey
Joe.
Price,
Carey
and
Price.
I think Duncan Keith.
Carey
as
Price
well.
didn't win anything.
He's
Yeah, you want to talk about a winner?
Cart trophies.
That's, you want to talk about a winner, Duncan Keith, man.
Okay, so
That
there
guy's
is
a
there is
winner.
technically no rules, but between 4 and 8.
4 and 8.
So if you had to choose 4 of
Okay,
those
so
guys,
go off the list again.
Jumbo's a
Thornton,
lock.
Thornton,
Joe.
Keith, Price, Chara,
Price,
Getzlaf,
Chara.
Rask, Brown, Stahl.
I think
You went too
could put
fast in the
Brown in
end.
there.
Okay, sorry. Joe Thornton, Duncan Keith,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carey Price,
Yep.
Zdeno Chara,
Yeah.
Ryan Getzlaf, Tuukka Rask,
I say Getzlaf.
Dustin Brown, Eric Stahl. If I had to choose 4,
I only said 4. I wouldn't
Yeah.
have put the other 4 in there.
I'd
Thornton,
maybe put Dustin
Price,
Brown.
Chara. I gotta give it to Getzlaf. That's
I
4.
gave it
Yeah,
to
I
Getzlaf.
gave it
That's
to
what I
Getzlaf.
said. And then
I-
my 5th would be Keith because that guy did win 3
Yeah,
cups.
no,
No,
that's fair.
I'd put Keith as a lock for me.
Yeah, I said I'll put 5 in
Yeah,
there.
but I think I might even put Dustin Brown.
No.
Honestly.
No, he was not good enough. I'm sorry. He was a great captain. Don't get me wrong. He's
Yeah.
one of the greatest captains
Was
of
he
all
on the
time.
Kings roster?
Yeah.
when
Yeah,
they
he
won
was
it?
a captain
Yeah,
too.
he captained
But
all
he
their
wasn't
cup
the
wins.
star player on that team. He wasn't the MVP player on that,
that
team.
doesn't
right?
matter
Like,
as much. Like, look at isn't Ryan Smith?
It's more what he
isn't
did
Ryan
for the
Smith
city,
in the Hall
you
of
know?
Fame?
Like
I
what he did
guess,
for
I
hockey
guess.
in LA.
yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'm personally. I don't think PK Subban's
He wasn't my first, but I'm not gonna be upset if he gets in, obviously. But those were my main 5. I think those
Yeah.
are the next caliber.
Like I think PK Subban is going to be a Hall of Famer. I don't.
I think it's not first year.
He's not a first. He's not a first ballot.
Not
I think
first
it's going to be
ballot, no.
second or third, and I think also.
How does that work then? Just if you get in on your 4th year after retirement, it's the second ballot. Like you're not that good.
Yeah. If you guys, there's also some other names.
I mean, PK
Jason
Subban was never that
Spezza,
good,
Rob
so-
Brendamore's in
No.
there.
Rod
Elias.
Brindamore?
Rod Brendamore. Yeah.
Isn't he? I thought he was already in the Hall of Fame for his
He
playing
is
career.
not yet. Apparently. Patrick
Is it because he's a
Elias?
coach? I don't know how that works.
I think so. Patrick Elias, Gonchar,
Patrick Elliott.
Patrick Elias, dude, that guy was fun.
Sergey Gonchar,
game.
Cujo,
That's
Patrick
not him.
Marlowe.
Yeah, it was.
Marlowe
Yeah, it
might
was.
make
It's
it.
Brizgalov.
Was that Brizgalov? Fucking
It's only
hell,
a
dude.
game. Why you
Actually,
So
hold
many
up,
games,
guys.
so many
Patrick
games.
Marlowe is going to make it.
Patrick Marlowe,
All-time game leader.
Yeah, but
How many games did he play?
What are his
1700?
points per
Yeah,
game?
1779. That's
He
a
ended
great
with
question.
like 14.
Sorry, I'm just gonna finish the list. Ryan Miller, McGillney, Rene.
Oh fuck, McGillney's got to be in there.
Yeah.
76 goals and he's not in there. Like
I
this
know,
is,
I know.
I'm pissed off that McGillney isn't in there.
Pekka Rene, Keith Kachuk,
Rene will be in there.
Justin Williams, and Zetterberg. Zetterberg has to be in there. Zetterberg has the Triple Crown. Like, he has to be. I'm sorry. There is no way Henrik Zetterberg does not make this list.
I thought they just didn't they just add I thought there was controversy where they were
I thought they
adding
did,
McGillney.
but I'm off the NHL website right now, so
okay.
yeah, I
I
don't
have
think
bad
we're
memory.
only. Yeah. I think we're probably gonna wrap it up there. Usually we give it to Kylan for the outro. Do you guys want to give the outro right
Yeah,
now?
I got one.
Yeah.
All right, I'm
Yeah.
pissed off the PWHL isn't playing in Alberta. That's how
They're
I'm
in
ending
Edmonton.
What do you
this
mean? They're
shit.
playing
They're going to
Rogers
Edmonton.
Arena.
Yeah,
Rogers Arena,
They announced
baby.
it yesterday. They're going to Edmonton.
Oh, are they? Because
Yeah.
they said on their Instagram post when I last saw they weren't going to Alberta.
They're going
I'm
to
just
Vancouver.
saying.
Yeah, I know.
Should we try to go do a PWHL potty in Edmonton? It's on our
Maybe.
reading break
Fuck.
too.
I mean, maybe.
It's on our reading break too, so we
Maybe,
might have to do it.
honestly.
I'll try to see if we
I
can
wanna
get some
buy
media
the-
passes.
Do you want to go to the
buy the
Montreal
Victoire
Toronto game
jersey.
in Vancouver?
Sorry?
Want to go to the Montreal Toronto game in
Nah, I'm
Vancouver?
good. I think we'll go up to
Oh,
Edmonton.
I think who do you think is the next PWHL team to get an expansion? I say it's Vancouver.
Probably.
I think
But
they're
the
going to
problem
stick in
is
the
that-
East. Okay, here's my
that's
thing.
what I was gonna say,
I think they're going to
travel.
stick in the East. I think they're going to go Quebec City. I think Quebec City is an untouched market. They have
yeah,
stadium,
yeah.
That could be their test market.
right? I think that's a great test market there. And
I could see
they have
Chicago
fans.
getting a team.
I think they're. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
Chicago's good.
Chicago's
I
a big
want to say
market.
Chicago, but there's a part of me that's just saying Pittsburgh for some odd reason.
No, I can't see.
I think
Pittsburgh
Chicago
getting a
is
team
better
yet.
I think
sports city.
Chicago or
I can't see
Detroit.
Pittsburgh getting a team.
Detroit
Detroit.
has
I think
another shot.
Detroit's a
Detroit
better
could get a
even.
team.
I think Detroit's even a better choice.
I
than
mean,
Chicago.
they're known
Yeah,
as
but,
hockey
okay,
town, so
who wants to live in Detroit though?
No one.
who wants to live in Winnipeg?
No one.
No one. That's why they don't have a PWHL team.
Exactly.
They're not going to get one. I could see Regina getting a PWHL team before Winnipeg.
I can see it. I can see it. Yeah, I can see it.
You know, that's not a too far west expansion for them. They could go with Regina.
I think. Yeah.
If you're
No.
going to Regina, you might as well just come to Alberta.
All right, guys. I think we should probably wrap it up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys for viewing. If you even made it this far, Kylan will be back, and we got a special guest for next
I don't want
episode.
Kylan
So
Yes,
back.
we do. We got D-Dog.
no one wants Kylan back, but yeah, we got. I think we're gonna keep it in the bin for now for our special guest.
Oh,
You know,
well, I did
create
just
some
say it,
tension.
so-
Special guest? Oh my
Special
god. Why are we
guest.
giving him this treatment? This guy's fucking.
He's an idiot. He's a fucking idiot. Yeah. All right. As Kylan would
He'll
say,
fit right in. We all know fuck all
in the
about this
words
sport.
of the Junior C legend Kylan, like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next video.
Yep.